Alright, it's time. I mean, how can I not wipe up one of the sickest fucking designs in the entire game? Goodness gracious. Screw the maid outfit. Default is amazing. Alright. Wait. Okay. Portrait, Night Watcher's eyes. In the darkness of the night, those eyes gaze only upon you. Oh, she's biting her glove, kind of like how AK-15 does it. Alright. Why not? New contract. An oath? This feeling in my heart, I knew it. A life without binds isn't a life suitable for me. Please put the ring on me, for me, whenever you are ready, my lady. I shall engrave this oath into my neural cloud between every line of written code. They gotta fix that bug, man. This wavering promise will endure though countless long cold... It should be through... endure through countless long cold nights. Your Excellency, may this everlasting rose bear witness to our vows. That's going to require a little bit of bug reporting. Anyway.
一不小心弄得有点血腥，应该没关系吧？
All right. All right. All records. Let's begin. Sextans was one of many doll variants produced under the Orla conglomerate's horoscope program. She once belonged to the Gerard Group, operating as the doll commander and overall executor of the Orla conglomerate fully immune individual acquisition plan. After the experiment failed, Sextans had her neural cloud wiped and was afterwards discarded in the Yellow Zone. Team Groza came across her by accident and brought her back to the Elmo. Sextans was initially unable to speak due to the damage to her neural cloud. After Mayling repaired her and built a small supporting server room, Sextans was restored to normal function. However, due to a lack of servers, her capabilities are still far from what they once were. Through fragmented data remnants in her neural cloud, Sextans came to understand her past as an enemy of the Elmo and was forced to come to terms with the reality that she had been abandoned as a failure. The arrogant, conceited third-gen doll named Sextans no longer walks upon this earth. What travels the world in her place is a grave, melancholic questioner. She sails adrift in the murky waters of depression, trying to set a course for answers. What Sextans faces is an existential crisis, as she desperately seeks to prove her worth by achieving whatever goals she can. The extreme she had gone to in the past had once left her badly battered, nearly inflicting graver damage on her neural cloud. With the help of the commander and the dolls aboard the Elmo, Sextans gradually came to terms with who she is now. Thus, she began to chart her new course towards her future. After considering the circumstances, she anchored herself to a single objective, to prove her worth by utterly betraying and rejecting the mother who created her, tearing down all that she had built. For that, no cost is too great. We did see that in the event, yeah. Leader Groza. Groza's just fine. How are you finding life aboard the Yamo? Groza kindly pushed a plate of freshly baked cookies towards Sextans, coming to a stop right in front of her. Would you fancy the truth, or welcome a lie? The truth, Sextans. Feel free to share your honest opinion. I find it somewhat stifling. Sextans glanced toward the nearby lounge, a puzzle reflected in her eyes. Pardon my bluntness, but you all seem rather lax. When I compare all of you to my former colleagues, you are noisier and far less efficient. Often I find everyone focusing on unessential things, such as listening to death metal, practicing kung fu, brewing coffee. I wished to decline when they sought my presence, but their enthusiasm made it truly a challenge. I ended up joining them in everything, but that doesn't mean I enjoyed it. As a fellow doll, I find it hard to approve of their behavior. Groza took a small sip from the coffee cup that rested near her hand. So, how did it feel? You've never given such activities the light of day, have you? Haven't you? Indeed, I have not. The commander joined in as well, accompanying me through quite a lot of them. She is well liked and respected by the other dolls. In comparison to myself, the others interact with her much more naturally. Sextans withdrew her gaze from the lounge and stared into the cup of black tea before her, an endless well of thoughts given form. Do you envy them? I wish not to make such an admission, but the word you've chosen fits the emotions I feel quite well. I see, but compared to when we're enemies, Sextans, I much prefer the you that sits before me. What do you mean? You might not have noticed, Sextans, but you've been smiling a lot more lately. The cookies. Did you like them? Sextans masked her embarrassment with a cough. Only now did she realize that the plate had been nearly wiped clean. They're not bad. It took me a long time to learn how to break them properly. Next time, I'll teach you how to make them. Sure. Aww. Girls are welcoming her in, dude. That's cute. You crashed and came to me for treatment again? How many times has it been since this month? The 8th time. Every instance has been logged in my memory. That's not what I'm trying to say. Colphne sighed helplessly. She set down her clipboard before folding her arms. Your behavior is nothing short of a provocation against me as a medical doll. I let you off the hook the last few times, but this time I need you to explain. Sextans, please explain yourself. Sextans pulled the brim of her hat low, a wistful attempt of hiding her expression from Colphne. I've been training myself within my neural cloud, trying to see the extent of my current capabilities. So you pushed yourself to the extent of crashing? Yes. You are aware that with the server room destroyed, your capabilities are far from what they used to be, right? Yes, but if I only remain as powerful as I am now, I can't demonstrate the excellence of 3rd gen dolls, let alone take my revenge on that person. 3rd gen dolls, Colphne let out a long-suffering sigh, pulled a vial of medicine from a drawer, and then handed it to Sextans. I understand why you did it now. Give this a go, it'll take the edge off. Looks like you still haven't learned to treasure yourself. I don't think I'm in a position to deny this, but if I were the commander, I'd tell you the exact same thing. Sextans did not deny it. I don't know how I should think about the commander, though she is indeed a lot more interesting, complex, and opaque than how Dodger described her. She saved me, a former enemy. In return, I should offer her everything I have, but things haven't turned out the way I imagined. Did the commander say something to you? Quite the opposite. The commander told me nothing at all, nor did she force me to do anything. The emotions I hoped to see, be it anger or disappointment, the commander showed me none of that. What are you laughing at? Sextans was puzzled, though she could tell the laughter wasn't meant to mock her. Don't mind me. It's just like looking in the mirror, that's all. Say, you're still in the middle of your neurocloud recovery process. You won't be heading out on any missions yet, right? In that case, why don't you use this time to get the commander, to know the commander better? It'll help you sort your own emotions out as well. Sextans picked up the medicine and turned to leave. I will act in accordance to your instructions. As for the medicine you gave me, I give my thanks in return. Anything else? I'll train in moderation. I won't let myself crash again. Great! I hope you'll heed my medical advice. Imagine if you didn't pull Sextans, did, and you just didn't have this, because that's probably why everyone was. Because probably everyone was asking when we started the event, was like, how the fuck is everyone okay with it on board? Anyway. I find myself envious of you, in certain ways. After a few rounds of drinks, Sextan swirled the glass in her hand and started to confide her frustrations to the drink companion sitting next to her. You envy me? But why? Mayling did not understand. She continued to sip the dessert wine in her cup. Clumsy and simple as you are, you nonetheless found a way to live in these turbulent times, ma'am. Me, I'm nothing more than a pile of smoldering embers, leftovers of a fire that could go no more. Sextans gazed out at the gravelly desert surrounding the Elmo, sorrow etched into her brows. In comparison, I'm just a hollow shell stumbling through the days, held together by the seams of revenge. I feel like I just got insulted without even realizing it. Oh, well, who cares? Anyway, why are you all getting all sentimental today? Did something come up during your neurocloud recovery process? More or less. I revisited the data fragments lingering in my level 3, my base layer. They revealed the truth, but they've also blinded me to my future. Sextans poured yet another round for herself and Mayling. Mayling downed hers in one go, while Sextans just cradled the glass, unable to bring herself to partake. The amber elixir shimmered in the moonlight, its river reflecting part of a third-gen doll's silhouette on its surface. Should I achieve my goal, my glass shall be filled no longer, much like yours. Naught but emptiness will fill. What should I do when the clock strikes 12, when midnight arrives? Leave, or stay with all of you, with the commander? What do I do? Mayling fanned her face with her hand, trying to cool down her flushed cheeks. It's way too early to be thinking about all that. If that day ever comes, just pour more wine into your glass. You mean, find new ideals to pursue and goals to accomplish? Yeah, something like that. But hey, why not talk to the commander about this? I can already imagine the kind of answer I'd receive, and it would be grossly incandescent. It would only serve to shake my resolve for revenge. Sextans picked up her drink, watching the ripples form in her glass. Please treat what I say next as the ramblings of a drunk. Despite my short time here, I highly value what I've experienced aboard the Elmo. Once everything is over, maybe She ventured a glance at the drink companion next to her, only to discover that Mayling had already drifted off to sleep, drifted off into a deep, wine-soaked slumber. Sextans placed a blanket over Mayling in resignation, and then emptied her own glass in a single gulp. It was a nice drink. Did you have a nightmare? Apologies for the unsightly display, my lady. Sextans wiped down the weapon sitting in her hands, her voice tinged with self-reproach and unease. Did I let my guard down because I was beside you? I did not expect to fall into deep sleep in the middle of a mission. How negligent. It's fine. We're still a ways away from the mission site. You don't have to go on alert this early. The commander looked out the window at the darkening sky, reassuring Sextans that she need not worry. Then I shall accept this kind gesture of yours, my lady. Did I say anything through my service level modules while I was asleep? Yeah, it sounded like well, you said like a few things, but listening in would be an invasion of your privacy, so I put on my headphones and blocked out your voice until you woke up. You embody thoughtfulness, my lady. Though I hardly need to guess, what I dreamed of could only be the cruel memories of my time as the Grail. It was a nightmare after all. Backlit on the operating table, the pain drilling into my spine never ceased, relentlessly torturing my neural cloud to the brink of collapse. They recognized my value in it, yet never cared for my suffering. It seems that even with my neural cloud wiped clean, this data still lingers in my base layer, manifesting as nightmares to torment me. Sextans. Sextans did not reply. She simply rose to take the seat across from the commander. I speak of this not to win your sympathy, my lady. After spending so much time with you, I've long known what kind of person you are and what you would say to reassure me. What I require now is not such reassurances. Though I was cast aside as a failure, I've already found the path I wish to tread. I know what needs to be done. Want me to help you with something else, aside from reassuring you? Sextans leaned toward the commander, a playful smile spreading across her face. Your reassurance still grants me the reprieve, my lady. I am certainly fond of your kindness, but the mission comes first. It is best to reserve it until we're back on the Elmo. I see. What are your plans after this mission, then? There are some matters I'd like to investigate, my lady. It requires an excursion. Is this about your past? More or less. But I wish not to exact blind vengeance, and shan't be walking alone. Leader Groza will be with me. As for the rest of my party, I ruminate still on the specifics. You've changed, Sextans. I simply found a more effective approach, my lady. The vehicle slowed down to a gentle stop. Sextans drew her blade and flicked the safety off her weapon. A confident, composed smile ballooned across her face once more. For now, allow me to act as your blade, a blade that cuts through the trifles that stand in our path. Are you free right now, my lady? I put down the report sitting in my hands and looked towards Sextans, who stood outside the doorway. Oh, well, it's a rare occurrence for you to visit me. Come, have a seat. I happen to have a window in my schedule, so feel free to tell me whatever you need. Sextans gave me a slight nod of gratitude. She walked toward me to pass a flyer. How much do you know about the tea break gathering, my lady? The tea break gathering? I remember it being some sort of tea party-like occasion organized by Springfield and the others. I took the flyer to have a look, confirming that my memory had not failed me. The people aboard the Elmo often gather to discuss recent events, reflecting on commissions and whatnot, while bringing some snacks with them. Did you receive an invitation? Oh, I think I accidentally gave command to the Sextans voice. Oh well. Indeed, I am also struck with naught to do on the day of the tea break gathering. Perhaps they took notice and thus seek my company. Sextans pulled the rim of her hat low, her tone tinged with hesitation. Well, that's great. You have the time to attend the occasion then, and it may perhaps help you get closer to the others. But, my lady, I have to provide some snacks for the occasion, no? Yeah, that's one of the traditions. I suddenly understood Sextan's reasons for visiting me after looking at her hesitant but eager expression. I see. Are you worried about having to bring snacks over? Sextans did not reply. She simply looked away in silence. Well, it might be too late to go out and buy them. Want to try making them yourself? Cookies are pretty easy to make. They almost got an oven and all the ingredients you need. Sextan's fingers intertwined and clenched nervously. I took notice and glanced toward the daily planner near my hand. The tea break gathering is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, right? Do you have time tomorrow morning, Sextans? Sextans seemed confused, but she still answered my question with fervent honesty. I do, my lady. I have not yet scheduled any activities for that time period. Tomorrow morning, I'll teach you how to make the type of cookie that they really like. You'll have some snacks ready for the gathering in the afternoon that way. Understood. Then I shall impose on you, my lady. Sextans bowed and turned to leave. The brim of her hat hid her expression, but as she walked away, I saw a noticeable spring in her steps. What a stubborn one. Do you think I should change how I dress, my lady. Huh? Well, that was rather out of the blue. I was in the lounge aboard the Ammo. Sextans, who sat across from me at the table as she sipped a cup of black tea, suddenly struck up a conversation with me. I've been thinking about it for quite some time. I was once an enemy of your group, after all. Some of the dolls aboard the Ammo still instinctively put up their guard whenever they see me. Sextans rolled a strand of hair between her fingertips under her hat, a hint of unease present in her expression. That is why I thought of changing my image. If my outfitted colors are no longer as dark, perhaps the other dolls won't feel scared when they see me. I think you guys are just not used to each other yet. It'll be sorted out naturally after you spend more time together. As for changing how you dress, that might help, but I still think it's best for you to remain as you are. My lady, do you mean to say that you prefer me as I am right now? Yeah, I think if you force yourself to change for the sake of others, you'll lose part of your identity. Sextans lowered her hand. Her face was now slightly flushed. They plague me with both noise and annoyances, but since we are all working for you aboard the Ammo, I view them as my fellow comrades. However, I still don't know how to get closer to them. I share no common past. No amount of envy can conjure a reality where I was in Griffin like they were. But besides, I don't have a way to discuss my own memories either. As someone without a past, I find myself at a standstill. Sextan's expression grew melancholic and forlorn, addressing her reflection in her glass with wistful reproach. You still have the present, Sextans. You may have lost your past comrades and memories, but you can always create new ones. Is there anything I can do for you, as the first comrade you made aboard the Ammo? If that's how you put it, please fill in the void within me, my lady. Accompany me as I make more memories that are uniquely mine. I lifted my head and looked into her bewitching smile. I walked right into her trap. Sextans leaned close to me, so close that our breaths became one. I'll have something to boast about to the others that way. Was that your true goal all along? Of course. I'll stop at nothing to win this prize. I hope you won't go back on your word, my lady. Oh, what a sneaky one. Okay, record 8. Are you asking what I wished I seek fulfilled, my lady? I am. Sextans and I were leaning against the railing on the Ammo's deck. We had a heart-to-heart chat as we gazed quietly at the crescent moon. Groza and the others are gathering wishes in order to reward everyone's hard work. They're trying to make a list to see which ones can be made into reality, so try your best to think up something that can be made possible, but try not to request something too out of this world or ludicrously expensive. I know how to hold back, but still, a wish, you say. She paused for a moment, looking at me with a half-serious, half-playful expression. What if I said that my wish is to have everyone aboard the Ammo join me in a quest to kill God? Could they help me achieve that? Sextans? I'll leave the jokes aside for now. The usual expected confidence faded from Sextan's voice, replaced by a trace of loneliness. For someone as empty as I am, having a wish at all is a luxury. Apologies, my lady, but I can't think of any wishes other than revenge for now. I gazed at the silent Sextans, finding myself unsure of what words to say. Sextans slowly stepped out from beneath the eaves. Underneath the moonlight, her elongated shadow expressed its solitude to the dark night. The rewards the others can provide are but a moment, but a flash of delight to me. What I really want is a promise from you. I will help you as much as I can to the best of my ability, be it revenge or a wish, but I do hope that revenge doesn't become your everything, Sextans. You should try to find something else to desire, something that makes your life worth living outside of revenge. Something that makes my life worth living. I see. I believe that I've thought of something already. Sextans suddenly seized my hand and pulled me into the shower of moonlight, placing me beside her so that our shadows fell side by side, parallel to one another. Weren't you asking me what my wish was, my lady? Well then, my wish is to search for a wish alongside you until I find something that I truly want. The journey, the process of searching for a wish with you, that itself is a reward to me. Sextan's gaze held a mystifying yet taunting allure. This is something that only you can do, my lady. So, what do you think? Would it be strange if I said yes right now? Then please indulge my request, my lady. I'm quite greedy, you know. I won't be letting go of your hand, not until you and I have found my wish together. Woo! That's pretty cool. Alright. Memories tab. Memories tab. Sinking into the blood. Or sinking into blood. Okay. Oh, GFL1 music. What the fuck? What is this place? I open my eyes to look around and find myself beset on a lively banquet. Boisterous words, an air of decadence, rosy lives like vines teeming with splendiferous colors. Well-dressed men and women gather in small groups within the hall, conversing as one would in such environs. Behind me lies a window, a canvas displaying the endless cerulean beyond. I reach for my pockets, only to find them most devoid, save for a single golden-colored pocket watch inside of one of my inner suit pockets. Within it displays a time marked by gears and arrows, 11:45 p.m. I remember now. This place is... My memories gradually grow clear as I look upon my unfamiliar surroundings. Hold on, Mayling. You want to use the black box to help Sextans recover neural data? Yeah, you've given it a shot before, and seemed to work pretty well. That's how I suddenly came to the realization that it might be able to help Sextans recover as well. The plan is for you to enter a virtual space constructed by her neural data. You'll assist her in data repairs and reconstruction there. What do you think, Commander? Is there really no other way? To be honest, the Regendol neural cloud repair is something that sits outside my area of expertise. But should we be willing to try something new, we might be able to achieve a breakthrough. Besides, it's even fine if you fail. The description says that failure shouldn't carry any notable consequences. Probably. Thoughts, Sextans? My will shall be your decree, my lady. Then it's settled. I don't mind trying this if it helps Sextans in her neural cloud recovery. Awesome! Let's see what the instructions say. It says that fragments of neural cloud data can be used to construct a treatment scenario. If that's the case, the neural data samples that we've collected already fulfill the requirements. Once inside the scenario, the two of you might take on virtual identities within the subconscious. It's kind of similar to roleplay, to put it in an easier way. Roleplay? Yep, there's no need to worry. Since the scenario is constructed by your subconscious, it shouldn't be long before you two get used to it. Another thing, we need an anchor to distinguish between the real world and the virtual space. Sextans, do you have anything that can serve as an anchor? Ideally, this should be something you always carry with you, an item that you're very familiar with. All but this may behoove the toll. Will it suffice? Right, Sextans gave this pocket watch to me before we entered the black box. Now, I'm in the virtual space constructed from her neural cloud data fragments. My mission is to find Sextans and leave this place with her. This will complete one cycle for the neural data repair. Thus, it is imperative that I find Sextans as soon as possible. I observe the people around me. While they may be simulations built from Sextans' neural data, disturbing their peace may lead to unforeseen consequences. After all, of all the beings here, I am an outsider who dived into this space. The crisp sound of a bullet being chambered comes from something behind my head. Who are you? It's Sextans' voice. Though she probably doesn't know who I am yet at this point in time within her neural space. Wait, I'm here to... Be brief. You have 3 seconds to provide proof of your identity. Otherwise, this bullet will be your undoing. With my back to Sextans, I quickly grab the only thing I can find on myself, the pocket watch, and raise it up. The next second, a subtle, lighthearted chuckle replaces the expected gunshot. I hadn't expected such an interesting individual to be my partner for this mission. My lady, you can turn around now. I put down my raised hands and slowly turn around. The first thing I notice is a subtle smirk on her face. I take one step back on instinct. At ease, my lady. You know who our sights have been set upon. Yes? Her gaze sweeps past me. She looks toward the far end of the banquet hall, where a woman clad in a white lab coat stands with her back turned to us. Her face cannot be seen, yet it is evident that she is of considerable standing. And who might that be? Not important. We must kill that woman and take the data chip hidden on her body, before the clock strikes 12. With that declaration, a waltz soon began playing in the banquet hall, as if marking the start of this deadly convocation. The attendees, who were still engaged in conversation a moment ago, put down their goblets. They begin to invite those around them to the dance floor. Sextans places one hand behind her back, giving me a slight bow as she offers me her other hand. Shall we, my lady? Wait a minute, what are we going to do? Sextans says nothing in the face of my question. Instead, she smiles and takes my hand, leading me toward the dance floor as she steps to the rhythm. As a dance partner, your performance leaves much to be desired. We waltz to the music, arriving at the center of the dance floor before we realize. A pair of guests brushes past us. As our ears flow through the crowd, we capture a couple of drifting whispers and murmurs. But Sextans grabs my other hand, placing it on her waist. There is no warmth to be found as we touch. Instead, what I find is a cold, hard shape of a handgun, making itself known beneath the folds of her black silk skirt. Cover me. The mellow string quartet transitions to the next piece, and with it, an abrupt heightening in tempo and dynamics. With that signal, Sextans frees my right hand. Using my left hand as a lever, she spins toward the edge of a round table covered by a snow-white tablecloth. She tosses the tablecloth onto the guests' heads, covering their vision with a white darkness. Sextans swiftly gathers a number of silver-gleaming knives held firmly in the palm of her hand. Assassin! The security guard's warning shots pierce through the waltz. They surround us in a flash. Damn it! I draw the handgun from Sextan's waist and fire at the guards rushing us. The bullets pierce through the guards' foreheads in a flash. Face first, they fall, invoking a cruel crimson that tarnishes the once pristine tablecloth, seeping slowly into the polished floor. Once, they vividly reflect the hall's grandeur. Now, they sing the sanguine song of lives lost. A sudden dizziness strikes me. Virtual it may be, it feels no less real. Well done. My impromptu flourish does not interrupt our deadly dance. In synchronicity with the music's accelerando, Sextans slides to trade places with me, coming closer to the woman standing on the platform above. But after the chaos just now, the guests with blurred faces around us suddenly turn to attack us in unison. This is bad. Mayling warned earlier that Sextan's original neural cloud data might resist abnormal intrusions. Looks like my intervention has triggered that mechanism. On your 6! The guest nearest to us lunges at Sextans. To shield her from the attack, I pull her into my embrace in a burst of strength. I offer you my most sincere gratitude. My Sextans arches backward in my arms, tilting her head to evade a strike, but she does not stop there. Using my arm as a fulcrum, she flips over. One slender leg raises like a dark whip. The next moment, the heel of her shoe crushes the attacker's throat with pinpoint precision. She lands, whirling into her next provocative pirouette. Her dark skirt flares in a deadly arc as she drives the silver knives into the eyes of 2 attackers behind her. Our hands meet under the tide of burgeoning maroon. Truly, though this reality may be a lie, the warmth that radiates from our graspy reunion is real. Looks like you're warming up to the rhythm of this dance, my lady. Those crimson lips, that low, sultry hum. She's a femme fatale through and through. Despite that, I found myself sinking into her gaze. Don't I belong here? I'm no stranger to this neural cloud. Yes, I am her willing accomplice of this assassin from the abyss, fit to wine and dine in this blood-soaked banquet of slaughter. No, I remind myself, I must not allow myself to sink endlessly into this fabricated scene. But the sensations here are so vivid, so... Everything seems to carry an irresistible pull in this illusion constructed by her neural cloud, as though this world is intent on dragging me into the depths of its conductor's emotional torrent. Sextans seems to notice my unease. She does not question me. Instead, a dangerous smile begins to curve on her lips. Well then, it's time to bring this mission to its curtain call. I finally realized that we have reached the edge of the steps. The woman on the platform turns around, yet I still cannot make out her face, as if she were nothing more than a mere target, a blurred existence symbolic of something. The music has not changed, it has not once stopped. Yet the entire banquet hall seems to awaken all at once, its guests transfigured into a cacophony of killers rushing toward us. Now, the music surges with fervent passion, allegro focoso. As our steps shift rapidly, the vividness of the scene makes my own pounding heartbeat nearly audible. Sextans leads me through the mob of practiced finesse. Under her guidance, not a single member of the rabble impedes our advance. In truth, it felt as if every one of our assailants were the myriad spirits served at this great banquet, an alcoholic torrent that served to drain all reason from my ailing mind. Golden strands of hair brush past my jaw. An elegant step back becomes an inevitable advance. An outstretched arm transforms into the motions of a dancing embrace. As our arms swing out upon the waltz's final flourish, cold, vermilion lips mingled with the fervid breath press against my own. This sight is this but a tender dream. Nay, may this be a cage for me, I, a flockless bird, soon to be devoid of reason. My attempts to discern the answer are interrupted by a thunderous sound. Sextans holds my hand in hers and pulls the trigger. The woman on the platform collapses into a pool of blood. I open my eyes to find everything around me twisting and distorting. As a torrent of data surges upon us, the world dissolves into fragments of nothingness. Sight, hearing, reason, everything seems to be slipping away from me. The last thing I hear is an explosion powerful enough to return all to nothing. Beep. STR-018247. Neural cloud repair progress. 15.7%. That was sick! Oh my god! Holy shit. If only that was an actual cutscene. God. If only I was an animator in another life. Ma'am? Ma'am? The rumble of the moving train mingles with a jarring clash of metal, making the voice that calls me sound distant and muffled. I open my eyes amid the chaos. Ma'am, is something the matter? Are you in need of any assistance? The attendant looks at me with concern. I rub my eyes and try to make sense of the situation. Where am I this time? How did I end up here? Damn it, I can't remember a thing. Instinct tells me that it would be better to say nothing until I understand what's going on. But the attendant's gaze, it makes me feel that I have something to say. Or I have to say something. Anything. My apologies. My wife? My wife? Apologies. My wife isn't feeling well. Please allow her some time to rest. Wait, what's happening? I recognize the person before me as Sextans, but the way she addressed me just now. I look at her in confusion, but she simply winks at me. Please leave this matter in my hands. I believe there must be some other passengers on the train who need your help. Of course. I won't trouble you two any further. Please have a pleasant trip, you two. The attendant bows, then takes her leave from the compartment. Sextans watches her disappear down from the far end of the train car, then steps inside and locks the compartment door. Sextans, what's going on? How did we... does it escape you still? If that is the case, allow me to help you refresh your memory. You and I were childhood sweethearts. We had our wedding ceremony a week ago. We are currently on our way to our honeymoon. The bouquet I tossed at the wedding accidentally hit your little sister on the head. You were a little upset, saying you couldn't bear to see her get married off. The ring you gave me was passed down to you from your grandmother. When we did our vows, you were so overcome with emotion that you dropped it on the floor. We almost couldn't find it. The room we had on our wedding night only featured a single, narrow wooden bed. You complained the whole time that there was no room to stretch your limbs, yet that made you irresistible all the same. As Sextans speaks in that bewitching tone of hers, images of those scenes actually do begin to surface in my mind. But still, I can't help feel something is off. Wait a minute. The things that you said, why don't I remember... Is there something wrong? What I mentioned were important details of our cover as a married couple, my lady. Should the inspector question us, please answer every single question of theirs correctly. Right, I finally remember now. Sextans and I became partners for a mission long ago. We are tasked to transport an important data chip to its destination. Since the checkpoints and inspections along the route were rather strict, we disguised ourselves as a newlywed couple to deflect suspicion. The data is split into two, some hidden in my cufflinks, some in Sextan's color. The contents only are decodable if we join the separated data together. This is a dangerous mission that can only end in two ways: survival or death. Unchanging yellow zone scenery passes by outside the window, making it easy to lose all sense of time as I stare at it. I look up at the brass pendulum clock hanging in our compartment. Marked by numerals and arrows slinging time, it reads 11:50. Tap, tap. No, a pendulum makes no such sound. There are footsteps coming from outside the compartment. Clean and unhurried, these rhythmic footsteps steadily come closer to where Sextans and I are seated. I'm about to rise from my seat when a cool finger presses gently against my lips. Shh. A knock at the door, as expected. After a moment of silence, Sextans turns the lock to open the compartment door. The attendant from earlier appears at the door, a thin cloak in her hands. Ma'ams, the train is about to pass through a cold area. Please remember to keep yourselves warm. Much obliged. Sextans takes the cloak. On her face is a tender smile that was a truly novel sight. She lowers her head to look at me with a gaze befitting a spouse on their night of nights, draping the cloak over my shoulders. I mentioned it before we left, didn't I? That the temperature might drop. What will I ever do with you? I have no idea how you'd manage if I weren't around to look for it after you. Sextans turns around. With her back to the compartment door, she stands before me, her fingers gently tracing my collar. Look, we've only been apart for a moment, yet the buttons on your collar have already come loose. What? A knife grazes past my ear and buries itself into the wooden wall of the compartment. Oh. More GFL1 soundtrack! Sextans tackles me down onto the soft mattress, her heel kicking up to slam the compartment door shut. Outside, the attendant tries to force it open, but a violent kick had engaged the lock, buying us a moment to breathe. Time to make our escape. That passphrase was far too subtle. How did they see through us? Let me think. Perhaps you didn't play your part earnestly enough. When pretending to be a married couple, mixing in some genuineness makes the disguise far harder to see through. Don't you think so? Without a trace of panic on her face, Sextans keeps me pinned beneath her. She reaches into the mattress to retrieve a handgun and an emergency escape hammer. Our breaths are audible to each other in this cramped space. Even as she moves, our bodies remain pressed tightly still. The inside of her tight-fitting shirt brushes past my face, and for an instant I feel a little lightheaded. Oh my lady. Now is hardly the time for such a reaction. Her free hand presses suggestively into the hem of my jacket. I let out a dry cough, forcing myself to ignore the cool sensation of her skin pressed against mine. The pounding outside grows ever more violent. The wooden door, already on the verge of yielding, begins to tremble. It could be breached by our pursuers at any moment. Now! The train plunges into the tunnel, accompanied by the rushing wind. The compartment is swallowed in sudden darkness, while the clackety-clack of the train wheels beneath us quickens. Shards of glass shatter through the air like ice crystals, catching the last remaining flickers of light in the carriage. In the darkness, I feel what seems to be a drop of warm liquid land upon my cheek. Jump. There is no time to think. All I can do now is let Sextans hold my hand as we plunge, uncontrollably and rashly, into the unknown darkness below. STR-01A247. Neural cloud repair progress 46.2%. Oh yeah. That's only number 2? Let's see number 3. Tap. 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 The declaration of a liquid marking its fall. The proclamation of time marking its passage. The herald of a heartbeat marking a life. 5 minutes left until data destruction. I jolt awake. I am surrounded by 4 cold glass walls. An unfamiliar machine stands before me, emitting a low rhythmic hum. Warning lights rotate nearby, flashing a piercing glare. A single large locked door stands in our way, with no apparent way to open it. Where are we now? Wait a minute! A terrible premonition suddenly strikes me. I look down at what lies next to me, as if I already knew what was there. What greets my eyes is a pool of dark crimson. Sextans lies on the floor, her body cold and her face pale, lifeless, just like a corpse. A sharp dagger had pierced her abdomen, leaving a wound that chills me to the bone. How did... I check Sextan's wound in panic. Blood is still welling out, viscous and slow. This is bad. She's losing too much blood. My mind is in disarray. What happened before this? I can't remember anything at all. The room is empty, save for the massive machine at the center. There's nothing in the room for me to search for anything to stop the bleeding. I can only return to Sextan's side and try to wake her. I have to, even if it is for a brief moment. Sextans, wake up, please. Now isn't it time to fall asleep? Ugh. At last, the person on the floor slowly opens her eyes. Reflexively, I grip her hand tightly, trying to transfer what little warmth I can to her. The chip. Right, the chip. Sextans and I came here to escort an important data chip. The data is split into two, some hidden in my cufflinks, some in Sextan's collar. The contents are only decodable if we join the separate data together. I reach for the edge of my sleeve, and sure enough, I find a thin electronic component tucked into the lining. Sextan's clothes are now soaked entirely in red. As I retrieve the chip from her collar, my hands are now forever marred by callous crimson. Seeing that the chip is intact, Sextans lets out a sigh of relief. She lifts her arm with incredible difficulty to point at the machine near us. Put it in. I make my way to the machine, cradling the two bloodstained chips. Two reader slots of matching formats can be seen beneath the screen. Following Sextan's instructions, I insert the chips. Reading data. Data read complete. Please enter the decryption key. Decryption key? I try to gather my thoughts, but my mind remains a chaotic blur. Countless memory fragments drift through my consciousness like shooting stars, appearing then vanishing without a trace. A head-splitting headache comes soon after. It's no use, I can't think of anything, whether it's the decryption key or anything else. 3 minutes left until data destruction. The cold, unfeeling mechanical voice echoes in the sealed laboratory. Here, I see naught but glass walls, endless reflections of Sextans and myself. Indeed, there is nothing else to be found within these walls. I try to search every pocket, every nook and cranny on myself, but find no clue to the key, nor any scrap of paper with anything written on it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sextans, do you know what the decryption key is? The key, my lady. The key to escaping this place. You're the only one who knows what it is. We are trapped in a cage forged from data. Only you can bring me out of it. You can do it, as long as you can find the one and only answer. But I don't have any idea what to do at all. No. You will. You will. You remember. Think carefully, my lady. Think back to the memories we shared, and all the things that I've said to you. Those are what I hold most dear. Tap. I try my best to recall the memories we shared. How did we meet? What significant moments have we shared? What are we to each other now? It's no use. My head hurts just way too much. My mind is completely blank. My identity, my feelings, my memories. It's as though something had suddenly stripped me of them all. Sextan suddenly grasps my hand. Her breathing remains feeble, mingled with a faint smell of blood. This is an aura that belongs to her and her alone. Her low whisper lingers among my ears, her voice reaching deep into my thoughts. We are. Just then, a familiar voice speaks within my mind. You and I were childhood sweethearts. We had our wedding ceremony a week ago. We are currently on our way to our honeymoon. The bouquet I tossed at the wedding accidentally hit your little sister on the head. You were a little upset, saying you couldn't bear to see her get married off. The ring you gave me was passed down to you from your grandmother. When we did our vows, you were so overcome with emotion that you dropped it on the floor. We almost couldn't find it. Memories began to surface in my mind. In my memory, Sextans is draped in a white veil, smiling gently in the glow of the setting sun. On a green lawn, surrounded by friends and family, we exchanged our wedding rings. Then, I pressed my lips to hers. The scent of fresh grass and warm sunlight filled my nostrils. It was the happiest moment of my life. That's right. Do you remember now? Those were our dearest memories. Tap. 60 seconds until data destruction. You should now know what the key is. I think I do. That's right. Once you sign that contract, we will be able to... 30 seconds until data destruction. I look down at the ring on my ring finger. Now stained with Sextan's blood, the metal gives off a gleam unlike any other. One side bears Sextan's name, as for the other side. I rise to my feet and walk toward the massive machine. 10 seconds till data destruction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The blank line on the screen fills with characters. I tap out the decryption key on the panel one stroke at a time. IFA. STR01A247 NeuroCloud repair progress, 75.1%. Only 75%? Oh. Sextan steps into the room and sits down beside her. She gently caresses her cheek. The heart's flame illuminates the clean lines of her profile. Her black attire all but melts into the shadows. Only her cheek and the edges of her hair strands are gilded with a soft gold crimson glow. Such clarity, such closeness. Never once had she been right here. She was always surrounded by too many people. She had wanted to come closer, yet she feared that her real her might push her heart away. Her eyes are closed now, lashes fluttering faintly with each breath. A perfect lover belonging to her and her alone. The dim candlelight blends their shadows into one. The eternal night she had woven for her with her own two hands shall descend here and now. You're finally awake, my lady. Where is this? This is our home. Home? Yes, our home. A home where no one can intrude. A home that belongs to the two of us alone. From now on, I alone shall serve you. Sextan lowers herself. Her gaze is lowered, fixed on the dancing flames. A gentle warmth kindles in her black irises. Warmth spreads through the air. The room is quiet, save for the crackle of burning wood. A hearth flame tints her pale cheeks with vivid red, a painting of reality within reach. Wait, Sextans. Please, close your eyes. You need not think of anything right now. Simply follow the flow. Oh, wait. Something seems to be making a sound. I reach for the inner pocket of my coat, but Sextan stops me. Don't move. She presses her forehead to mine, her voice carrying a magnetic, beguiling pull. You belong to me. Sextans bends her knees slightly. Her cool fingers touch the topmost button of my shirt, pausing there briefly and slightly. A tense silence fills the air. Sextan's breath drifts up from below me, soft and even. My coat slips open to my sides, falling into the crook of her arms. She lifts her gaze, her eyes traveling up from my chest until they meet mine at last. I lay my eternal night beneath your name. Oh my god, is that a blush? Holy shit! If the dawn never comes again, I shall gladly serve as your eternal sentinel of the night. Her voice is faint, akin to a distant incantation. Boundless silence takes the place of vows. The union of this moment requires no witnesses. Sextans leans in closer to me, slow but resolute. Clack. Something tumbles out from inside my coat, striking the floor with a sharp clatter. Sextans hurries to pick it up, but in her panic, she fails to grab it tight. I see it through the gaps between her fingers. It's a pocket wand, gleaming gold. Its hands appear to be stopped at a particular moment. 11:59. Every real memory suddenly comes flooding back to me. The banquet, the train, the laboratory. Those unforgettable scenes were nothing more than vignettes constructed from virtual data. She weaved this dream from her own neural data, trapping me in it. My eyes had been clouded by layers upon layers of illusory constructs, making me forget the reality I came from. It's time I ended this neural cloud repair experiment. I left my head only to see Sextan's expression shift from urgency to a despairing, heartbreaking sorrow. Why? I was so close. Sextans, time's almost up. We have to leave. No, please. Don't. It's wonderful here. I want to live here with you forever. As long as you don't wake up. As long as you're willing to stay here. Even a single minute and even a single second can be stretched out into infinity. I won't let it end. But everything here is an illusion. It's virtual. The experiences, the feelings, the memories between us, they're all just a dream you wove for me. No. They're real, as long as I choose to believe in them. Here, I'm the only one by your side. It's a pity that you're unwilling to believe. Of course I can believe, but that doesn't change the fact that nothing here is real. Nothing? Then please tell me, Commander. When you held me in your arms, you felt the touch of fabric against fabric, the warmth of your breath grazing my ears, and the gentle strength in your hand as you held mine. Here I became a human. I became how I wished myself to be as your companion. Did none of it stir anything within you? Were the feelings you felt here not real just because they were experienced within a virtual space? It is precisely because they were real that we cannot allow ourselves to remain sunken in this dream. If we leave this place, we can go on to create more real memories together. We can fill these feelings, those castles in the sky, with our own flesh and blood. Even in reality, we can remain like this. That, I swear. There is no need to chase after ephemeral bubbles filled with dreams to feel the warmth of the companion who stands beside you. I walk over and take Sextan's hand in mine. She does not resist. I can no longer feel her breath, her warmth, or her heartbeat, yet this moment is more real than anything that came before. Commander, please, promise me one thing. When you take my hand in reality, please grasp it tight. Tight enough that I can tell the difference between the lingering warmth of an ended dream and the reality you've bestowed upon me. STR 018247 Neurocloud repair progress 98.4%. The clock has struck 12. When Sextans awakes, the first thing she feels is the firm grasp of fingers interlaced with her own. She looks down at her right hand. She feels her hand is gripped tightly by hers. It is no lingering illusion, no tear in the rain, but a force that is unmistakably, vividly real. Starlight begins to stream through the windows, the stars reaching the brightest. The soft glow falls upon the side of her face, lending the cold night a touch of comforting warmth. This is the first reality they ever shared. She leans close to her companion, confirming her presence. No sorrow, no regret. Only a long, tender gaze remains in this moment. Sextan senses a stir. She smiles, then gently caresses her cheek. Commander, please, say it to me one more time. Real sensation. Okay. Now, my lady, please close your eyes. I close my eyes as Sextans instructs. She puts a black blindfold on me. The only thing that I can see, illuminated by blurry candlelight, is a hint of crimson rose petals scattered across the floor. I did say that I would create more memories with you in reality, but do you really have to go to such lengths? Shh, shh, shh. Something soft and cool presses against my lips. It's probably your fingertip. Please don't move around recklessly, my lady. I will turn off my visual modules now. If you keep moving around blindly, you might touch something by accident. Okay, I'll be still. I was just thinking that there's no need to cover my eyes. I believe you are familiar with the concept of sensory substitution. When sight is taken away, the sense of touch is no longer bound by illusory images, restoring the true sensation of what touches you. Sextan's fingers brush my body unexpectedly, sending shivers down my spine. my lady, you feel different to the touch. It's a different impression from what I see you as. In what way? I have long known you to be a gentle person, but now, this gentleness in my mind has been given a particular form. Your face, your arms, your chest, and... Oh, wait. I can't see her now, but I think I hear a subtle chuckle. Sextan's other hand grabs my own. A hot, soft sensation lingers in my fingertips. It's unfair that if I'm the only one who gets all handsy. Would you like to try? The night is long. Let us feel each other. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Okay. I couldn't even read the last sentence there, but I'll let you guys read that. Whoa. Okay. Let's listen to these voice lines, I guess, and you'll understand the reason why I gave her such a deep voice.
我并不介意您坐在这里，但也请允许我稍微保留一些思考的空间。从黑岩口中听说您时，我便已对阁下产生过些许好奇，而与您熟识之后，我发现您似乎是比我想象中更加有趣的存在。我所拥有的不过是一具冰冷的躯壳，这样的东西不该沾染上您的体温。我已将过去的一切尽数告知于阁下，即便如此，还是不能拉近我与您之间的距离吗？阁下，接下来请让我随行左右，我将不会容许任何亵渎的脚步声惊扰您此刻的安宁。过度克制的心跳声听起来像枪声一样，响彻您的胸膛。我并不怀念从前那种需要拼命假装成骑手的日子，现在的我只想安心做您手心的一枚棋子。今夜可否有幸成为您的舞伴？我相信您的舞步一定能为这场永无止境的华尔兹增添一丝别样的趣味。敌方的资料全都在这里了，我会尽量克制的。可别死了。我吗？如您所愿。要干掉吗？知道了。不行，我还没有。这就是流血的感觉吗？努力激怒我吧。记得善后。准备逃走吗？给点有趣的反应吧。任和我赢，你们变弱了。一不小心弄得有点血腥，应该没关系吧？还没杀完呢。唯有承受痛苦，才能迎来新生。我们不过是他实验室中精美的陈列品，被赐予希望、信念、愿景的虚名。当一切倾覆时，那些伪饰的浮华与瑰丽，都只不过是在谎言之城的废墟上，增添一丝微不足道的灰烬。孵化我们的摇篮，不过是一座死寂的坟墓。降生前的孕育，便是走向死亡的过程。三代人形，就是这样的存在。他们仰望着西岸，却不知道西岸也在凝视着他们。母亲渴望触摸神奇，那么便由我来献上这场弑神的盛宴吧。我很期待他用自己的权杖，亲手敲响丧钟的时刻。比起我从前的同僚，您身边的人形们似乎有些单纯呢。您是如何长久忍受这种无序的吵闹的？少前二，追凤。贵安，今天您准备从我这里套取哪些情报呢？您愿意收留一件废弃的容器？只怕阁下的善意会滋养出连您自己都无法控制的怪物。恢复一些了，力量在蔓延。奇怪的数据资料，我看见了。刀锋绽放的蔷薇，是我为您献上的忠烟礼赞。
Alright, that was fucking sick. Let's just go through her poses real quick, and then we'll be done with this. What a cool fucking doll, man. What's she looking at? Oh, it's her comrades. That's Boosphere right there. I'm pretty sure these are probably like her other dolls. I don't know. Let me see the toss. Pretty cool. Alright. GG's. That shit was sick. I want to see her skin though. Let me see this. Ooh, oh my god. Wait, that looks even better. Oh, it's... Both these look so cool. But goddamn, I'm a sucker for simplicity. The black and gold. Oh my god. Awesome. All right. Woo. Okay, we've got ourselves a 3rd gen doll echelon here. Interesting.
我并不介意您坐在这里。
Pardon me, are you free? I was trying to make some tea time snacks, but despite adhering closely to the recipe, the taste came out wrong. If you don't mind, could I trouble you to help taste test them? Perhaps it might help me identify areas for improvement. Sure. That's wonderful. I'll bring them over right now. Cookies? Hell yeah.
指挥官，
Commander, before you assemble the snacks, I was hoping I could serve you some hand-brewed coffee. Alright, thank you. Wait a minute, Sextans, what on earth are you doing? I'm brewing the coffee? But if my eyes aren't mistaken, the unit after the number you entered into the coffee machine, it was liters, wasn't it? Is that the case? Please let me to check.
什么？怎么会？
How did this happen? My sincerest apologies. I'll terminate the program right now. Sextans quickly walks over to the coffee machine and stops its grinding program. I'm sorry. It's fine. At least you spotted it in time. Otherwise, we'd have to hold a tea party for everybody on the Elmo.
阁下，
I'm deeply ashamed, my lady. To think I would have committed such a glaring oversight. It is truly a betrayal of your trust. I will recalibrate all my calculation modules and increase the number of verification steps in the process. Rest assured, I will resolve this problem as quickly as possible. Speaking of which, is your neural cloud not fully recovered?
出了点问题。
Some of the more delicate modules have not been fully adjusted yet. For instance, the one which governed details such as units. You need not worry, however. I will work with Miss Mayling to return to my previous condition without delay. I didn't mean to blame you for anything. Those are all just minor issues. Just take your time and proceed at your own pace. You're always so forgiving, even though I was your enemy not long ago. You are a trustworthy friend now.
不该如此。
I might be your friend, but I can't even do such a basic thing. Even though I ought to possess superior frame performance as a 3rd gen doll. Everyone excels in their own ways. You don't need to force yourself to do something you're not good at. I know you want to blend in with the rest of the Elmo's dolls as soon as possible, but some things just can't be rushed. Alright, now go get some rest. And if it's convenient for you, I'll arrange for Mayling to conduct another neurocloud examination for you soon.
明白。
Alright. Commander, I was hoping you could sample the tiramisu I just made. Looks like it turned out pretty well. It looks tempting. It smells great. Seems you fully recovered? Indeed. I spent a lot of time verifying and calculating the proportions of the ingredients for this dish. I won't let that mistake from before happen again. So, please, try some. I fork a piece of the cake and take a bite out of it.
怎么会？
Is something the matter? Did I... To my knowledge, tiramisu is supposed to be sweet. Am I correct? That is an accurate understanding of the subject. So, why does this taste salty? It's salty? Let me guess. When you paid close attention to the proportions, you let your guard slip with regard to the seasoning.
是这样吗？
Are you saying that I mixed up the sugar and the salt? Otherwise, I honestly cannot think of a reason why this would happen. Sextans hurries over to the kitchen area. After checking the contents of the container she used, she returns with a grim look on her face. I sincerely apologize. It turns out I did mix them up. Since this is not the first time this has happened, I must insist you impose an appropriate punishment upon me. A punishment? Yes, that was how they did it in the past. It's just a small mistake. Punishing you for it would be a bit too much. But if these mistakes are not corrected, they will cause more problems for you down the line, my lady. Errors in data must be corrected, of course, but not necessarily through punishment. Don't take it too hard. We'll do our best to help fix these problems the next time we debug your neural cloud. But what about the previous occasion? And what happened last night? What happened last night? Are you talking about when you suddenly showed up outside my room at 2 a.m. in the morning? That's right.
阁下，
I checked my schedule and it said your afternoon nap should have ended by then. That's not wrong, though. My afternoon nap was over by that time. But you know I was talking about how there was a problem with my timekeeping module. It's alright. To be honest, it's kind of novel to be woken up for afternoon tea at 2 in the morning.
不该如此。
Please stop making fun of me. There's no way someone as unreliable as myself deserves to stay by your side. Yet you have accepted me and helped me. And even after I disturbed your rest, you brought me to the roof deck to view the scenery. Nah, I mean, I was just thinking that since I was awake anyway, why not go look at some real stars? Wouldn't that be more practical than using up processor cycles on simulating the view? Now that you mention it, last night was the first time I saw the stars like that, during silent hours. They were beautiful. They were completely different from the cold, sterile star charts in my database. I think I'm beginning to understand what you're saying. That's good. Let's keep going on like this. We'll help you rediscover the world and yourself one step at a time. That might be the quickest way for you to readjust your neural cloud architecture.
明白。
I will try, my lady. Okay. Commander, did you call for me? I wanted to discuss some concepts with you today. For example, existence. Existence? Yeah, for instance, what information can you derive from this porcelain cup? It's smooth to the touch. It feels a little cool when held, and its shape is very solid. I'm not just talking about its physical existence. What about its meaning and value in the environment? Are you talking about how it's a functional entity, like how a teacup is used to hold liquids and a weapon is used to protect others? Correct. Its maker intended it to contain fluids, just like how the weapon you wield was given the duty of protecting others.
领会了。
You seem to be implying something, my lady. And if we use this cup as an example, then when I first started out, I was simply a vessel that happened to not be shaped like a cylinder. But that's in the past. A cup can contain bitter coffee or fragrant wine, am I wrong?
不该如此。
But a cup does not have the right to choose what it contains. And yet, you are not a cup that lacks a will of its own. What you did before proves that you have the ability to make the right choice.
怎么会？
My choice? Yes, your choice.
明白。
I understand. My lady, why have you invested so much effort into me? I am just an abandoned doll. You are a friend, and the reason why friends exist is to help and support each other.
出了点问题。
Forgive me, I don't know how to respond to that. This is a feeling I've never experienced in my neural cloud before. To me, it sounds like your emotional module has more than just recovered. It's more developed than before. Would you think that's an accurate interpretation? Yes. Looks like we'll be able to celebrate soon.
我在改变。
Thanks to your guidance, it seems the number of things I can feel has increased. You were always equipped with the ability to feel such good things. However, these complex and warm feelings are rather new to me. Therefore, I will need some time to acclimatize myself to them. There's no rush. We'll have plenty of time, enough for you to slowly familiarize yourself with each new emotion that shows up.
阁下，
For some reason, I find myself wanting time to pass more slowly. That's alright. We can take it slowly. After all, I will always be by your side. Several days later, Sextans formally invites me to the lounge one afternoon.
阁下，
My lady, thanks to your help, my basic cognitive modules have been fully stabilized after this period of systematic calibration and praxis. Well, that's good to hear. In preparation for today, I've recalibrated all my measuring sensors and repeatedly verified the parameters for over 30 separate recipes. If it pleases you, I would like you to taste the answer of my recovery. Sextans brings me to a table she has set. This is the candlelit dinner I prepared for you. Please, try it. I spear a piece of dessert with my fork and eat it. How was it? Well, this is gonna be a problem.
怎么会？
Huh? But may I ask where the problem lies? I checked the ratios of sugar to salt and the bake time 3 times or more. Is it not soft enough? Was there a problem with how long the tea was steeped? Fortunately, I keep detailed records, so I can correct many mistakes immediately. It's none of them. Or rather, the problem is that it's too good. This will pose a severe challenge to my upcoming nutrition plan.
指挥官，
My lady, please do not make jokes like this, which might cause neural breakdowns in others. I'm sorry. The truth is, you did really well. Hearing that from you makes all my practice from earlier worthwhile. I even built a dedicated database to record the data and feedback for each item I produced. Thank you for your hard work.
领会了。
It was no trouble at all. This is the proof I have chosen for myself. I want to prove that this shell, which was once termed a failure, can create goodness rather than just destroy. To me, that will prove that I deserve to stay by your side. Deserve? I never needed you to prove anything to earn your position. You will always have a place on the ammo and by my side. You... Truly... Sextans shakes her head and smiles.
必须走下去。
When you say that I don't need to do anything, it makes me want to do it even more. You help me understand that I have meaning and value in just existing, and you have shown me how to add color to this existence of mine. Well, it seems like you truly see yourself in a different light now. Yes, I do. I've decided not to be a defect who is obsessed with their own worth or a clueless bystander who can only look up to others. Step by step, you guided me to a place where I could see myself clearly. Nah, most of that was your own effort. I simply helped just a little.
阁下，
In the future, I want to learn more, do more, about fighting, about life, about how to become a better companion. Will you please stay by my side like you're doing now? Of course. Also, I look forward to the time we'll spend together in the future.
十分感谢。
I will cherish that expectation until the end of our voyage. Seeing her true self. How sweet. There we go.